Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm sure you're on this video because you have extreme passion or interest in this STEAM education business that we have for you. This project is powered by Genius Minds, our R&D research arm, funded by our own Angel Worlds Initiative Foundation, together with our Parenting with Grace CSR platform, where we educate parents how to be better parents for the children. Let's take a look at what we have for you. The results is we want to give you a proven system that has worked for us for close to 30 years. That has great results where you can potentially make 7-figure income a year. Now, this is not a typical money game or anything like that, because most of them have zero results and your money is burnt. Or if you buy into some other franchise and license, you realize that after buying, you have very little support for your HQ. I'm going to also share with you for free exactly what has been working for me in this education business. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme because there's some amount of work to be done, because there's no such thing as a free lunch. We're going to share with you as much as what we can do and will do for you, but you still need to put in your own effort. So you want to be involved in the children education business and make a 7-figure income a year, this is really the deal for you, because over the years, we have actually helped many people to do that as well. But first, let us find out if you are stuck. Now, in which way are you stuck? Probably if you are having your own business and your business income goals are not met, or you're going on a roller coaster income cycle where some months you have high income and some months you have low, this video may help you in this journey. Or you're somebody who wants to be a real business owner that knows how to make money, but you're still struggling. Or you are the person who has a lot of passion in education and the vision to own a profitable education business, but you're stuck because there's so many choices out there and everyone claims that they are the best. But I have to tell you this, after investing your money, most of the time you find yourself stuck because there isn't much marketing support from the HQ. For those of you who are sick of your low intakes of your education business, if you're owning one and you're interested in making your business profitable again very soon, this session will be good for you because you're going to learn some marketing strategies. Or you can find us as a partner and we can help you to grow your business. For those of you looking for a very good business model where you can make good income, potentially 5-figure income in very, very short time, this is one that you can start immediately without spending a bomb to buy franchise, license, renovations, materials, and all that. All what you ask for is to invest in your own business, in the materials and the marketing. For those of you who have tried many ways of making extra income and it has not worked for you and you're very near to throwing in your towel and give up, hang in there. Hopefully the next half an hour will give you light to your solutions. So this is a business almost done for you, because here at STEAM Education Malaysia, we want to help you build a business where you do very little, do the minimum, and yet you can get the maximum profits, because this is 100% risk-free business for you, because we have tested many other different models, we've seen many different models in the industry, and we have come up with something that is almost very, very profitable for you and is risk-free for you. But let's take a look why education business. Look at all these slides. In the next few slides, you will see that education is an evergreen industry and is a very profitable industry. In this one, you can see that Malaysian parents, which is the last 2 lines, are spending an average of $25,000 on their children's education. Now, this does not include all the other expenses like food, transport, everything. Just on the curriculum that they are investing is about 107,000 from primary to university. Now, that obviously is for those government schools. If you're going for private schools or private education industry like Taylor's or Subway, this can be escalated to about $500,000 or even $1 million. And you can see that there's a lot of parents who are willing to spend more and reduce their spending on leisure just to contribute to their children's education funds. And in this table, you can see that Malaysians spent about $8,700 a year compared to Singapore, which is 15,000, compared to UAE, that's 18,000. So, right, Malaysia is about half of what UAE is spending in terms of the education, university education. And this is a report from Singapore in 2016. You can see that parents spent about 360,000 to a whopping 537 Aussie dollar, All right, so this is a report in 2016. And in this other report, there is for daycare and childcare businesses in Singapore. Parents pay an average of 1,004, some even exceeded 2,000 or 5,000. And the total cost of 10 years of schooling can range from several $1,000s to 100,000 or more. And this is the statistics from Singapore in 2016. There are some super tutors around making $1 million a year sitting down there, as you can see, talking to all these A-level students who are working very hard to score well in their A-levels. And you can see in this report, their parents are willing to pay even a 2 years upfront fee of $8,000 just to secure the seats. And in this industry is about $650 million, right, in 2004. And this tutor has been making the $1 million mark since 2011, and we're in 2019, so has been making about $8 million just as a tutor already. So I hope that you have no questions about why education industry, because this is really a multi-million-dollar industry. So let's explore what is STEAM. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Maths. Yes, it is a derivation from the foundation, which is STEM, S-T-E-M. We are adding in arts here because later you will see that arts has a very inclusive element of the child's learning success, and it is a solution to the children's learning challenges right now. The whole STEAM approach is based on child-centric and project-based learning. Right? In the project-based learning, there are 5 stages. 1 is reflection, 2 research, 3 discovery, 4 application, 5 communications. And it's basically learning by doing. And that's what we will develop the whole curriculum and the whole experience for the children with this project-based learning. On top of that, we added in cognitive skills and collaboration, communication, research, problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity skills to help them to become independent learners. Take a look at one of the leader in education in Southeast Asia called Singapore. They have actually developed their own STEM research arm in Singapore with Jackie Chan officiating the event. This is Singapore's MOE minister, and he says that Singapore economy will be boosting science and technology, and with that, you can find a lot of articles about STEM and STEAM in Singapore. And in Singapore, officially in 2016, it was already announced that robotics will be part of the O-level syllabus. And in 2020, these are the schools that will be offering the robotic science, and these students will be taking their first O-level robotic O-level exams. So let's take a look at STEM and STEAM. What is the key difference? As you can see, all right, there is a lot of benefits for schools with arts because the average scores have actually increased by 45% and 51%. So the solution for children, for us, when we do the STEAM approach, is to build character first with the academic second. That helps by improving concentration, building up their character, and improve their confidence, and that's how they will do better in life. We also add in whole brain activation and whole brain development training for the children throughout the whole process, because this is very much needed. Whole brain activation is basically like the sparks or a fire. So that is very suitable for those with 3 to 6 years old. And for whole brain development is for those 5 to 14 years old, where it's like the campfire. So without the activation, which is the sparks, you cannot have the campfire, which is the development. And how we do this is through a lot of games and activities. That's about 70%, with the other 30% through sharing, debrief, taking notes, and challenges. The benefits are this. If we take the brain, like an Intel processor, which is the core of the laptop or computer, then what happens is after proper brain activation and development, the speed of processing of any given task is actually increased. That means this person thinks faster, reacts faster, communicates faster, and finishes things faster, right? And there are also other fringe benefits where they react to things faster, their concentration is sharper, and their memory is better with input and better output. And of course, their character will be developed through gratitude and leadership. So the whole idea of this STEAM Education Malaysia is Besides the STEAM approach, we also wish to supercharge the brains and also discover the genius in every single child so that we give them a very holistic approach in education. For this business, right, you're going through a 5-step approach, and this will be very similar to the one that we adopt for education. So for this business right now, you saw our Facebook ads and our landing page, and that's where you fill out your information. That's how you uncover this video. And right now you're going through this, which is to understand through our videos on our websites as well, who you're partnering with, what is the product, the marketing approach, and the financials, which will be explained in this video. And the third stage after this is to ask for your face-to-face interview, all the questions and answers, and to sort out all the terms and conditions. Then you will officially apply, sign the NDA with the application fees so that you make a well-informed decision. And last but not least, we will provide coaching for you so that you can observe and explore how this partnership works. So let's take a look who are your business partners in this project. First of all, is Coach Jackie, that's me, and I've been involved in education for a long time. I've been an entrepreneur since 7, and at 33, I made my first million, and within 3 short months, right, the company that I helped actually hit $500,000 of monthly sales. I've been in education close to 30 years. Right now it's 29, and in 2006 I have the privilege of speaking in TEDx, and I'm also the youngest certified ICF coach at the age of 29 years old. So I personally train and coach more than 350,000 individuals for peak performance and life transformation worldwide. And right now we are on the next stage of helping more children and parents to transform as well. So the first company that I set up here in Malaysia is called Genius Minds, and it has been around since 2006. We plant the seeds of transformation basically by educating the parents first. We know that when the parents are supportive, we can help the child to transform and become lifelong learners. And we have many signature programs, including our holiday programs, our youth and adults personal development programs, as well as parenting workshops. Now, if you know this guy, his name is Brian Tracy, and what has that got to do with you? You need to understand he's a world-class trainer and has author of more than 30 over books. And in 2016, he was doing his last Asian tour, and I was very privileged to be selected among the thousands of his students in Asia to share the same stage with Brian Tracy, to share how his coaching has actually helped me to become a peak performer in life, because he's one of my very first few coaches when I involved in personal development coaching. And yes, this is me on TEDx, so you can find me on TEDx official YouTube, right? Just search my name, Jackie Cheng, plus TEDx. You will see me ranking on the first page of the TEDx YouTube channel. And these are the holiday programs we run, usually during camps. So you can see that there's no classroom, all right? There's no tables and chairs. They sit and do whatever they want. And we do a lot of left-right brain integration to help them think faster and build their character. And our programs has been featured on many news channels throughout the world. We have our own YouTube channel since 2009. And we adopt a 5-step approach in education, right? Like what you're doing right now with this whole business. So we help children to uncover their talents through our technology, which I'll share later with you. And then we provide the parents with an understanding better through the consultations that we do for the parents from 2 to 4 hours, depending on how in-depth we will do it. And then after that, we advise the parents on what kind of training and workshops to send the children to lay the important foundation before we advise them on the weekly follow-up, weekly classes to enhance and polish their child's learning skills. But all this will not be good enough if we list out this very important foundation step, which is conditioning, or what we call coaching, by developing new and positive habits, because we know we are all creatures of habits. So by giving the child new habits, positive habits, that's where they will achieve academic excellence or life excellence just in a couple of weeks and months. So our business, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand are owned by us. Indonesia, UK, and Vietnam were our JV partners that we have developed over the years. So to find out more about me, you can go to this website, bit.ly/J Jackie, C Cheng. For those of you who are interested to know, so what has that got to do with STEAM? So if you go and Google right now, Smart Science Lab, this was a company that I co-founded with my ex-business partner way back in 2004, and we sold it away in 2006 before I came to Malaysia. And this company that has been sold is still around today, and they were still at the same place in United Square, but they've grown from 1 shop lot to 4 shop lots, right? So which means that their business has been growing because of the curriculum, the business coaching that we've been giving to the owners that have bought it from us over the years. They've developed and they've grown exponentially. And this is the logo that we have created, and we are very happy that they're still using this logo as a trademark for the business. And this particular business has been featured on international news channel before, way back in 2004. So we did not know that it was going to be a big thing for STEM. That's why we sold it away. If we have not sold it away right now, I will most likely be the founder of STEM education in Singapore. So don't worry, we're now bringing back everything packaged into STEAM education for Malaysia and being a pioneer in this whole industry where we adopt the proper STEAM framework for the children. Because this is going to be education and entertainment together by developing special programs even for those with learning disabilities. We use a lot of stories, experiments, and demonstrations to engage the children. And of course, they have a lot of fun and challenges. So up to now, right, this is what we're going to offer to the children. But how are you going to make that 7-figure income a year? It really has to deal a lot with the marketing, because you have a very good product, but without marketing, nobody's going to know about you. So let's take a look at marketing to see how you can actually market your business with very low budget and get clients at the same time. In marketing, there are 3 key components we need to look at. First is authentic. Do you have something that is real? Do you have something that is very unique? Next is the hyper attention. Do you have something that will catch people by surprise or attract people? And third is, do you have something that is trending? And in STEAM, Malaysia, you don't have an issue because STEAM is going to be the next biggest trend in education. Once you have these 3, if you look in the center, there's something called the X factor. What is it that people say, aha, I found what I wanted. Aha, this is what I've been looking for. Aha, this is the one and only thing that I want, right? So we're going to show you something that we have called the X factor. First is, of course, this 5-step approach, as I say, right? We have been using this, that no one in the industry is actually doing it, right? So we are one of the very first few. We have been doing this for close to 20 years, and we are still using this, and no one has been actually using this in their education centers business. First, we understand how the brain functions, right? And this is how the brain looks like, and each part of the brain constitutes the different functions of a human being, with the blue part called the frontal lobe constituting 70% of daily functions, the parietal controlling the kinesthetic, occipital controlling the visual, and the temporal controlling the auditory. Once we understand how the brain's functions and their different functions, whether they are strong or weak, we can actually customize the learning curriculum for the children. The question is, how much do parents and educators really understand? Based on our experience working with so many thousands of educators over the years, more than 99.98% of them do not understand the brains at all. They just understand the curriculum. And this is where our X factor is. So we have something called dermatoglyphics that will help us to identify the talents and weaknesses of the person. And on this website, you will actually find this video that is featured on CNN. So I'm not going to show you the video in this video, right? It's going to be a separate video that's down the website. You'll find one video that talks about this technology. And this is one of the biggest X factor that we have, because it has a US patent. This is the only product in the world that has a US patent, and I'm the only male bilingual master trainer, and I'm also the translator for the whole software from Chinese to English. So with the report, we understand the child, whether they are motive-based, whether they like to take action first or think later. We also understand whether the child is a concept-based person, whether they think and plan. That means they're slower in their reaction. So we need to give them more instructions. We need to allow them to think. Then we also understand their learning styles, whether they're kinesthetic, auditory, and visual. That's how we can customize the whole project into their learning styles so that they are more engaged with the best way that they receive information. And we also put all these CDs while they are actually learning, especially the yellow color, because this is an alpha brainwave CD that goes directly to the subconscious to help them to learn faster and better. So this again is our next X factor. We are probably the only learning center in the whole of Southeast Asia that has this music playing at the background when they're going through the lesson, so that their conscious and subconscious minds are engaged simultaneously. The next X factor that we have is also this brainwave energy analysis. All right, so this is a Singapore A-star research product, and also the video for this product is actually on this website. So take a look at what we have to understand the current brain power, so that we know why the child is weak in certain areas, probably because it's a concentration or a memory issue. All right, so this report gives us an understanding of how good the child is in terms of the spatial intelligence. And after every test or every game, we actually see this kind of report where the attention, memory, spatial, decision, and flexibility are being measured. So we know whether they have improved in their brain development or they have not, and how we actually can customize the learning experience for them in the next project. The report also gives us an understanding of whether the child is doing well according to their age group, right? Are they within the medium, which is the gray line, or are they way below the medium, right? So the blue line is their score. As you can see in this report, for this child, the decision and flexibility is actually way below the class median. And it also tells us how well, how far the child has played in terms of all these different games that they are now playing to develop their brains as they go along, right? So that after that, we actually do an in-depth consultation for about 3 hours with the parents, not inclusive of the videos that we send to them. That's total another 6 hours. So the whole consultation is about 9 hours that we do for the parents to understand, help them understand their children before we move on to step 3, 4, and 5. So we have done a lot of consultations. You can see a lot of parents with their reports very happy. All right, these are our customers from Indonesia. This is from Bali. This is from Singapore. This is also parents from Singapore. You can see that the father, mother, and the whole family, 3 kids, do all their reports, right? So this is also from Singapore. So from there, that's where we advise the parents what kind of training and workshops to lay the foundation for the children, right? And in STEAM, right, we obviously will advise them to get involved in STEAM at the different levels. So what we do is this. When they come for an experiential project, and then if they want to be involved in this whole STEAM experience, they sign up for a discovery project. Why discovery? Because that is the best way for anyone to learn, to discover things on their own, right? And this is a project-based learning, right, with the 5 stages locked in into the framework. So why experiential projects? We want the child to really experience, and why we call it projects, right? Later I'll explain. So during the experiential projects, what happens is children get to experience with different STEM tools like Lego, which is very common, but we also bring in other STEM tools to let them build models that they will need to train up their logical, fine motor skills, their brain development, their logical thinking, and everything. And we also have certain models that they can play to test their logical reasoning and their creativity as well. And we also build maze to help them to develop their logical thinking skills and their creativity, how to get the ball out to the exit. All right, so with all this, then we advise the parents what kind of weekly follow-up classes to go for. So in the the STEAM approach, we call them projects, right? So the first package that the parents can sign up for is the discovery package, where they get 4 STEAM passes, right? And these are the price that they're paying. And the children will actually go through a foundation class. That is the requirement for every child, and it's conducted once a month by our certified instructors, so that they will know what they need to do in every project when they come after that. Moving on, there are 2 packages for the parents to sign up if they want to continue the journey for the children. One is the Explorer Package 10, the other is the Explorer Package 5. So it works like a gym membership. They buy the package, they have X amount of passes, and then whenever they come, we just deduct off one pass, which is after the one project. And at the end of the day, once they exhaust it, they buy another package, right? So it works that way. It's not running like regular monthly classes, right? And we also build this conditioning and coaching element in this whole business, right? So you can see these are some of my students from Vietnam, right? From Bangkok. So we have done a lot of coaching for youth, adults, children, and these are some of the testimonials that have been sent over and over again. When the coaching is real, this is how you get transformation, right? And this student is a university student. I actually coached him, and you can see that he actually managed to do much better than his expectation, right? And this Christine, right, who have found somebody that believes in her much more than she believes in herself. So you can see there are tons and tons of testimonials of coaching that has helped people to transform their life. Even for this girl who's Eileen, she is actually involved in network marketing, and I actually help her to condition her mindset. And this is one of the programs that we done in way back in 2009. The boy in the center is called Senzhe. He was in primary 6 at that time, and he was certified by 8 medical doctors and psychiatrists that he will fail his PSLE. The mother was devastated, so we encouraged the mother to send him for our 3 days 2 nights program that comes with 3 months coaching. And to cut a long story short, he not only passed, but he went on to the express stream. And 10 years later, in 2018, the younger brother is doing his O-levels. And the mother finally found my contact number, gave me a call, but I was very busy doing other forms of coaching at the time, and I didn't have time for this family. So what I did was I spent 1.5 hours at 11 p.m. at night with the father and mother and coach them how to coach their own child, which is their second son, how to pass their O-levels. And after a few weeks, this is what the mother sent to us, right? So he's a bit better this week as he finally passed his chemistry test from F9 to B4, passing his EMAX as well. He was technically failing every single subject. But just by coaching the parents, they work on their own, the child can actually manage to pass his exams just within a few weeks. And that's how powerful coaching is all about. So to encourage parents to partner with us, I actually develop an EduHub membership, right? So that's again another X factor. We don't just put the parents there after they sign up with us. We actually get them on a membership where they work with us through many workshops and activities, right? So this is what we want to provide to our parents through this support. Now, in business, there are 3 major issues. Number 1 is, of course, competition. Number 2, how do you generate enough leads so that you can make that into sales and close the deal? So we will be coaching you on all these 3 different elements so that your business can be very profitable. So in coaching, there are basically 3 basic levels. Number 1, we do, you see. That is where you absorb the information. At level 2 is you do, we do. All right, that's called your on-job training. And at level 3 is we see, you do. That's where you gain mastery. So in this business partnership, in the next 3 years, we'll actually partner with you to go from level 1, 2 to 3, where you can actually do it on your own. So you're not left alone. So I just want to make sure and emphasize this again. This partnership is a coaching program as well, where we coach you how to gain mastery and achieve your 7-figure income a year. So as I said, this is a business almost that can be done for you, and it's 100% risk-free because we are coaching you how to do it step by step, giving you all the SOPs, all the emails, how to run Facebook ads, how to do your landing page. Everything will be coached and done for you. So we want you to go through this, right, so that you can learn how to become a good partner with us. So to get into this, very simple, right? Looking at all these big brands here, right, you realize that many of them have a system, and especially for McDonald's, right? In order to own a McDonald's business, you need to go to the hamburger university to study and pass through all the tests before you can operate, even though you have paid up $1 million as a franchise fee. So here we are doing the same. We want you to be with us through the STEAM Education Malaysia process. where you understand the whole business, where we coach you, and then you can actually finally own your own business profitably, right? So Genius Minds will be providing you all the business coaching, marketing, operations, admin, and SOP support so that you can focus on what you need to do. So what you need to do basically is to learn and also understand all the marketing strategies that we are doing and duplicate it so that your business can be profitable as well. So in this team approach, right, you can see we are also adopting it into our business where we teach you how to communicate, do problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, research, and also collaboration. STEAM Education Malaysia is here, and we are starting it for many of you who wants to own a profitable education business. Because first, you also need to understand what are your expenses. Technically, it's just the venue and the instructors and the marketing. So these three key elements will be your main expenses, and we'll teach you and coach you how to reduce them. Basically, especially for instructors, you don't need to engage your own instructor because HQ will be recruiting and training them and deploying to you, and whenever you use their services, then you pay. So you're going to reduce the expenses tremendously, right? And all this should be about 250 US dollars per session. All right, sorry, about 250 ringgit per session, right? And one session usually is about 3 hours. So inclusive of venue plus the instructors, this is very, very low cost. So let's say you have 10 students per session, your profit is probably about $800 to $1,000. So these are the STEAM packages again that we have designed, all right, so you can sell to the parents.
If I just spread my wings.